Hello, fellow warriors against consensus reality, lovers of truth, wisdom, followers of the esoteric path, slayers of hypocritical two-faced gobshites, lovers of sarcasm and irreverence. Nice quiet morning. The torrential rains have finally stopped, so it looks like I might be able to go to my cafe after all for a as my lovely friends from the UK would say, for a spot of breakfast, right? And fuck knows why you would fixate on bangers and mash though, but anyway, that's a whole different story. Yeah, I was catching up on some YouTube. There's a channel I recommend if you like your pop culture and various fandoms. There's a channel called by a wonderful gentleman. The channel's name is George the Giant Slayer. I might get the link in the video description for you. He released a video. I'll actually put the video he released that I'm referring to for your perusal at your leisure. And he was talking about my most beloved fandom of all time. No, not Star Wars. Tolkien and Middle-earth, right? And he actually elucidated rather effectively on this whole bashing over the head by Amazon with this cringeworthy Rings of Power farce, which is coming in September. Instead of winter is coming, woke is coming. Can you not kill off Sean Bean this time, please? Sean Bean has more lives than a cat. Seriously, for fuck's sake. But yeah, he touched on some of the points which really get my goat, as they say. Where, I mean, I've mentioned this many times, and I'll mention it again because people don't fucking listen. So it's my job to remind people. And much as my ancient namesake was the gadfly, I'll be the on the rump of, how did he put it? He was the gadfly on the rump of Athenian society, being the pain in the ass and getting them to think for themselves. So I think I'll do that for YouTube. I'll just be careful and stay away from the hemlock, shall I? For fuck's sake. But with this recent Tolkien farce, shitting all over the man's work and having not one iota, there's me using my own alphabet. Oh no! Having not one iota of, even though it's pronounced iota, but anyway, of respect for the man's work whatsoever. It's all about injecting every kind of ism and woke bollocks they can think of. It's got nothing to do with respecting the work and getting the best people, the best actors and actresses for the job. No, they're making sure that they're choosing, quote unquote, people of colour. See, by putting an of in there, they think that they make it sound respectable and good. All they're doing is being fucking two-faced hypocrites, much like certain ex-friends. But I mean, can't you just say coloured people? Because that's what you mean. You think by putting an of in there that it makes it all wonderful and respectful. No, it doesn't. It makes you two-faced hypocritical gobshites, right? So you want to fixate and have a wank over coloured people, not merit, not the best actors and actresses for the job. Now, and that's the problem that Tolkien fans are having, right? Because you're fixating on this false inclusivity and diversity that you'll have a constant wank over, right? It's got nothing to do with respect for all people and including all people. No, you're not including all people, because anyone with pale skin who, oh no, heaven help us, happens to be a straight male, right, is the most demonized group of people in the world today, right? Pale-skinned straight men are the most vilified and demonized group of people in the world today. Stop and think about that for a moment. So this wonderful inclusivity and diversity that these people keep having a good wank over and perpetually mindlessly bleating about has nothing to do with including all people and being open to all people. No, it doesn't. They're just hypocritical gobshites. Which is what our problem is. I mean, if you're going to create a TV series based on the work of Tolkien, respect the work of the man himself, right? Instead of getting this loudmouth Mexican Karen, I even forget her name, the so-called Tolkien expert, right? Whom I've never ever fucking heard before. Tom Shippey, I've certainly heard before for many years, right? But suddenly they're getting all these. Oh, and when she was on a podcast, you'll see it in George's video if you happen to choose to see it. And he did a rather good job of taking the piss out of that, actually. Where she goes, so, I'm Mexican and therefore a woman of colour, a person of colour. Say what you mean. You're a coloured person. Okay? That's what you mean. Putting the of it doesn't make it any more respectable. Even though you're more pale than the guy on the panel. But anyway. And considering you're, by the look of you, most of your ancestry would have been Spanish, that means European. So hardly a quote-unquote person of colour. Make up your mind, are you going to be Spaniard or Mayan? Or Aztec? The people that, Cortez and all those assholes butchered. Right? Which one are you going to be? Because you certainly can't be one. You're an interesting mix of both. So, calling yourself a person of colour while being predominantly European is a slap in the face to people who are, right? And so all these fandoms, all these beloved TV series, film franchises, whatever, when they're injecting all this quote-unquote diversity and quote-unquote inclusivity, they don't give a fuck about all people. Oh, you have to see these certain races represented on the screen, otherwise you feel what? Last time I checked, we are all human beings. We are all part of the human family. You want to see a certain group of people, a certain race of people represented on the screen? How about you create your own mythology and fucking do so? I know some of us are more awesome than others. That's just the way it is. No, we're not all equal. We are not all equal. We're all different. And so by doing this woke bullshit, you're trying to create this homogeneous, unified, one race, one people for the whole world. No. Different people in different parts of the world are different, and that's to be fucking celebrated. They have different cultures, different perspectives, different cultural expressions, and that's what makes this place usually wonderful, right? We're not supposed to be a group of mindless drones just parroting the mindless propaganda from the mainstream propaganda machine. No, that's not how it fucking works. And in this case, with us Tolkien fanatics, we actually have the wonderful work of J.R.R. Tolkien and his incredible son Christopher, who took most of his father's huge volume of writing and put them together in a coherent fashion, which is miraculous in and of itself, right? But that is what it is. So yeah, I have a real problem with this falseness that we're all seeing. It's got nothing to do with inclusivity. It's got nothing to do with diversity. Oh, you need to have a certain race of people represented on the screen, otherwise they feel left out. As I said last time I checked, we're all human beings. And sorry to burst your bubble there, old sport, but Tolkien's mythology was based on Northern European mythologies. So yeah, those are going to be all pale-skinned people. Sorry. You can't just create a woke TV farce called Vikings Valhalla and put a black woman to replace a known beloved character of history. He was a Norwegian man, not a black woman, right? Jarl Håkon, whatever his name is. Jarl Håkon is suddenly a black woman, an old black woman. And Kattegat is for all people. No, it's not the United Nations. Okay, first of all, and such a place didn't actually fucking exist. Secondly, okay? There weren't Africans, for example, in the Spartan military. Or Asians. Okay? That's just the way it is. And that's okay. As I keep saying, this is my own personal pet hate. Achilles was not African. He was a Hellene from Thessalia. He looks like I do. My ancestors, my mythology, my people. Okay, so fuck off. Keep your greasy fucking hands off them. Yes, I know I'm going to be culturally imperial here for a minute. I don't fucking care. If certain people from certain parts of the world don't have the brain to create their own wonderful mythologies, that's their problem, not mine. Some of us are far more awesome than other people. That's just the way it is. Some cultures are infinitely more awesome than other cultures. There's a reason why people, even now, how many years, centuries, millennia later, feel drawn to my people's mythology and Norse mythology. Not so much Celtic, because the church made sure they castrated that rather nicely, which is kind of sad because it had a lot of potential. But anyway. Real sad about Celtic mythology. Those church assholes, those little boy fucking church assholes made sure that was right and royally castrated. Such a pity. But, you know, there's a reason why people are still make films and TV shows based on the two above mentioned mythologies. Because they speak to the human condition. They access certain archetypes which we all relate to. So, okay, next time you make a TV show about Shaka Zulu, can he be a pale-skinned, blonde, blue-eyed German man or an Asian man? A Japanese Shaka Zulu would be awesome. Okay? That's inclusive. How about you do that? Oh, but you won't, right? Personally, doing like a Shintaro Akikusa version of Shaka Zulu would be fucking awesome. I would watch that shit. Right? You guys who remember the show The Samurai know what I'm talking about. Fucking awesome as a kid watching that. That was fantastic. Feudal Japan. They're going to do a series, a new remake of Shogun. Remember that series from the 80s? Okay, how about we do a ginger Scottish man? How's that for an idea, right? See how stupid this is? Ooh, all races have to be represented on the screen. That's the biggest load of shite I've ever heard in my life. Whichever part of the world you come from, we all share the human experience, and that's what these fucking woke cunts forget. And in the process, destroy everything that is beloved, culturally speaking, because they have no ability to create. That's a problem with these assholes. They do not create, they only destroy. And so you can take your fake inclusivity and fake diversity, and as my lovely Irish mates will say, you can shove it right up your arse, right? And that's just the way it is. Embrace difference. Embrace differences. No, we're not all equal. We're all different. We're on all different levels of development, and that's to be celebrated. And if, for whatever reason, this group of people decide to be total assholes, yeah, the rest of us are going to take the piss out of them. That's just the way it is. So I think I'll leave it there. I must get ready. I've got my cafe appointment. And always remember, to speak the truth is a lonely path. The irreverent, sarcastic, heathen, hammer-wielding lone wolf on guitar, out.